3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Cooper Hatch Podcast.
The podcast.
Good? I don't know.
9,
2.
Wait, is that how you started? And then you start something else?
Go!
Welcome to the Cooper Hatch Podcast, people.
number
19. 19. We're close to 20.
18.
Man.
So today, if you hear voices, it's just not inside my head. We have a few guests.
So yeah, we're gonna get into I think is a really important subject. With especially now that the car season is alive again. So
For those of you who live outside of California, Arizona, Florida, the rest of us put cars away
we
for
get
the winter.
cold and they get ruined, so we don't drive them.
Yeah.
So
Here in Utah, we have car season,
Yep.
motorcycle season.
Yep. Basically, the sun's out and it's not windy.
That's it. If the sun's out and it's windy,
Then the guns are out. Just kidding.
no,
There's none of those.
it gets cold.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about car meet and car show etiquette. Just because there's a lot of people that are coming into the car world, or you want to you don't know what to do with your kids. Like you've been stuck in your house for 2 years now. And you're like, we gotta go see the world. So now you gotta get into the car world, and you don't know what to do while you're there, or even how to be there, which can also be quite awkward. So
Or if you've just never really thought about being a nice person and just rude all the time.
also true.
That
This is
happens.
very apparent for you, person.
I had a conversation with someone at work, and we were talking about
Yes.
if you had the ability to read someone's mind. And he was like, I don't want to read minds. I don't want to know if people think that I'm a dick. And he's like, because if everyone thinks that I'm a dick, then like, what would I do? And it's like,
I just go home.
don't be a dick, right?
Well, try.
So
Okay,
if
so-
everyone thinks you're a dick, don't be a dick.
That was episode 19. Thanks for coming to the TED Talk. That's okay. Legitimately, that was it.
Yeah.
So let's break that down. How to not be that guy.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, this should be a duh. I don't care who you are. Do not touch other people's cars. Like, do you not want your own hands anymore? You're not gonna have them after you touch someone's car. They've put 20K into this, and you just got Butterfinger all over it.
20K into
Bah!
20K into what? I know people that have spent 30K on
Just on a paint job.
paint jobs. The paint job was over 30K. So
How much money do you think they pay just to maintain it, and you just got human on it?
finger.
What's more gross than a human? Not much.
And the other thing, like for example, if somebody's got a seriously cool motor and the hood's up, don't be leaning over the car with your big old rodeo belt.
I'm gonna give you the position, and you're gonna be like, he's a dad. No, this is why we understand this. Hood up. And that's what you do. That's it. A little bit of leaning, a little bit of back. If you got a jacket, put it back. No zippers, no buttons.
The last thing you want is a big old belt buckle scratch across
Oh,
your
can
finger.
you imagine it just says like Hanes like right up on there?
And the other thing, don't touch the car, but I've actually seen people walk up talking to somebody and then they start leaning on them.
Oh, don't
They're
do
leaning on
that.
somebody else's car.
Leaning,
That's
so leaning on a car, if it's your own car, like whatever, right? If it's your buddy's car, and who cares? Like, you guys can lean up against my car anytime. But jeans are aggressive material. And clear coat is, it's a hard surface, but it's also super, super clear. So, rough surfaces, clear coat.
And the other
Sandpaper, basically.
I feel like this should be like human common sense, first of all, right? Like
I
you
agree.
don't, you don't
I
go up
agree.
to, you don't go up to someone's dog and touch their dog without asking if you can
Or
touch
their
their
kid.
dog. Or their kid.
Right? Their house.
Or their house, right? And so it's like, why don't
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Just
It's like-
because it's parked on grass does not mean that
Well-
we don't love it less.
And if you're interacting with the owner and the owner says, yeah, like you can touch it, you can
Yeah,
come
open it
closer,
up.
right?
Right.
It's the owner's bubble.
Yeah.
Right?
That's an honor. Someone did this on Euro Night this week. Oh, it was so great. It was the first Aston Martin Vantage I saw in person, and I mean that's Bond's car, and that thing is thick. Like she's a wide car, and I always loved them. And so he rolls up, and I'm like, dude, your car is, I mean, it's a Vantage, right? And so we're just talking for a little bit. It takes like 2-3 minutes, and he's like, yeah, you can sit in it if you want. That is an honor.
Yeah,
if someone says you can sit in the driver's seat of their prize, that's like someone saying, yeah, take my daughter on a date. Same level for car guys.
Exactly, and that's when you empty your pockets. You make sure your phone's not sticking
Yep,
out, scratching the leather.
Your foot when you're getting in is immediately like that.
You guys would die. I was the worst wife on the planet, and I remember several times getting in trouble because I would take my coffee and put it on top of my husband's car. You guys, now I'm starting to feel very bad.
No. It's okay. So here's the thing. There are to that level. For me, it's like I do that, right? I'm like, if I'm gonna do it to my car, most likely I'm okay with anyone doing it to my car, and it's fine. It's more of like when it gets left there. And then, because then you got like sugars and like all that getting into the paint.
Watering.
See, now that's what. But I mean, like you're getting in the car, like whatever. So.
Yeah, no, so.
You're not the worst wife for doing that.
That's the first.
Good. I needed to repent of it, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Wow, a confession all in one. This is great. What are your sins? Yeah. So obviously, rule 1. Don't touch it. Like, simple.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay, next rule.
One of these things are not like the other.
Explain.
You see it a lot more in the older, like the classic car shows.
Yeah.
Where all the Mustangs will be together, and then all the Camaros are together.
Yeah.
And all the wagons
It's
are
organized.
together. You know, it's just kind of what a lot of people do. So if you're pulling into a car meet and you haven't seen your friends yet, you're not quite sure where to park, and you see a whole row of the same brand of car, and you're not one of that brand, it's probably not a good idea to just pull into the open spot.
So you're saying
BMW, Honda, BMW. So
that'd be awkward.
And it's even awkward if it's Honda, BMW, Honda.
Oh yeah.
You know, so unless you're part of that group.
Yeah, be like your friends, whatever, right? If your friends, like, we'll get to that subject too. But like, fine. But if you're like a solo person and there's like, if we were rolling to a car meet and there's an Audi TT right next with an open spot, I'm parking there because.
Well, also,
you own the same car. You're basically family.
Be respectful of all parties because people are there to take pictures. So think about that too.
Yes.
If like there's a photographer that's taking a picture, they kind of like want that similar.
Yeah, you kind of need an angle.
Yes, and you want it in your pictures too to kind of have the alignment and have all the same cars and everything like that.
How many times when you see like a row of the same car and it's like organized, you're like, oh my, it's just so pleasing to see. Like, go to a dealership and there's just Outbacks, 40 Outbacks in a line. They're all perfect, and you're like, man, that is perfection of parking. We can be that. We're organized enough.
Well, people are getting really into videography. Like, they've got their drones going. They've got different things. So there's a whole bunch of different... I know I've seen, like, all of that stuff. And so it's aesthetic for everyone, right?
Yeah.
You know, and if the car show isn't really grouped like that...
Then alright, cool, whatever.
Because
that can be an aesthetic... I mean, look at Skittles. They never come in the same row. They're just in a bag. Like, that's it.
All kinds of
They're all
brands.
Skittles.
And then...
that's just one thought, you know, and you have to fill out the individual show and see what the attitude is, but you know, if it's a very well organized show, chances are people are
it's organized for a reason.
They're gonna plan on being there, and you know, if you see a spot with like 6 or 7 of the same kind of car and there's one spot left, chances are they're holding that spot.
That spot's probably for
one of their other guys or gals, so don't just assume, oh hey, I could you know, just start back.
Yeah, on that same note, so there are a lot of like car clubs and like car groups that roll together and stuff like that. If you are those groups, you should either be showing up earlier than everyone else or later. Because...
Or at the same time.
Yeah,
you
even
guys
at,
all
like,
came at the
please,
same
just
time.
the same time.
Yeah.
It's just
Meet
hard.
somewhere else. Come in together at the same time.
Not
Then you're
too
all together.
difficult. No,
Eh?
right?
Yeah.
And my thing is this more like, because you guys, everyone, like when you're with your group, we've done this plenty of times where we've had a big group, and so we showed up intentionally 20 minutes early because we all wanted to park next to each other. We weren't just like, oh, here's a chunk of people, here's a chunk of people, here's a chunk, because then it just is like this parking lot chaos of everyone just trying to park next to each other when like you could have just showed up 10 minutes sooner.
And the other thing is when we do that, when it's a group and it's all just random, whatever you're driving, which is always fine and cool.
Yeah.
We always kind of parked over there.
Yeah.
Out a little bit because there'll be 10,
I mean, really,
10
if
15
you've got
cars.
a group of people, you're basically a rolling car show anyways, so, like, why do you have to be in the middle? Why not make the show even bigger?
Yeah.
Like,
Be the show.
bam!
Hey.
We're not even giving out the good advice today, she is.
No, that's be the crowd. Sorry.
Be the crowd.
But yeah, that's like the friends one. So that's parking. And if it's like a pattern, stick to the pattern. That one's like done.
No, and if you are an oddball out and other people, you see other people coming, you know, just
Maybe
say,
adjust
hey,
it.
Are you guys together? Am I in your area? Do you want me to move?
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate to go walk around a car show and come back and be one car in the middle of a group of 20, 30 people all hanging out.
Yeah, and you're like,
that's why
oh
it's like
man, I'm sorry.
one of these is not like the other.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously you're going to do what you're going to do, but it just kind of be respectful for everybody there.
Yeah.
I'm sure people would appreciate it.
Yep. And then tendencies of car shows. This is a big one. Pick up your trash.
Yeah.
Super easy. Like,
Yeah,
be a decent human being. Pick up your trash. You have a trunk. There's a garbage can wherever you're probably going.
Car person or not, this is my biggest pet peeve on the planet.
It's
I don't know if you know this,
all the
but
freaking masks.
I spent a time on TikTok just picking up trash and showing people how much trash I picked up because there are masks everywhere. There are bottles
Yes.
everywhere.
We're linking some of these videos.
It is absolutely no. I'm like, pick up your trash.
Pick up your trash.
But really, like all of us need to pick
Kind
up.
of shirt.
Pick up your trash.
We all need to pick up trash because we are not disgusting humans and
No.
we should be keeping things clean and there are trash
Right.
cans everywhere. And let me tell you, just because you want to keep your car clean, do not throw your trash out your window because that is
No.
also creating trash
That's
everywhere
bad
too.
juju.
Bad juju. Don't
Bad
do it. Don't do
juju.
it. Don't do it.
I love the
I'm like the
videos
mom.
you
I'm
see
like,
where
please
somebody throws a cup out the window and a pedestrian walks by, picks it up, and
Throws
throws
it
it
back.
back
Yep.
in, and they're like, hey!
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
You're the one that,
I'll do that.
I'm
I'll do that.
I'm
If
that
I see that at a car show,
pedestrian.
I'll totally throw that back into your car.
Yeah.
The other thing is like like putting these shows together and getting permissions to even park in places is so stinking difficult.
Yeah, it
So
really is.
the more you're disrespectful of it, the more likely we're never showing up there again because we got kicked out. Like, I don't understand where the loss of logic is in this, but I feel like there's a moment. This is your moment. This is it. This is where you change around. Be a good human being. Pick up your crap.
So, what was the rich dude in Gilligan's Island's name? I forget his name.
Do I look like I've watched Gilligan's Island?
He looks around the room, we're all like, Gilligan.
Well, there was
Peter
so I was
Russell.
just picturing, can you imagine being that guy, you know, and you tell somebody, yeah, you can come use my parking lot, and you show up for Monday for work, and there's 30 bags of trash all
I'm
over
just
your
imagining
parking lot.
some like guy with a pipe, just like,
Yeah, well,
I can't believe there is trash on the floor.
That's the guy from Gilligan's Island, the rich dude. He'll come to me later, tomorrow. Anyway, so somebody owns that property.
Yep.
Somebody has
Just-
to maintain that property, and you're a guest in their property.
Be respectful.
So why
Super simple.
why make a mess of it? You know, it's all back to like Cub Scouts, you know?
In that same aspect, these buildings are sometimes near residential homes. So, we also need to be respectful of sound ordinances. So, revving. We're going to put a straight up end to that one right now, guys. Everybody in the world, eye contact, we're killing revving. Here's why. No one cares. You do it like once or twice when you park, right? You just like, you roll up it. Boom, boom.
I'm gonna make you a shirt
Perfect.
that says I'm gonna put an ending to revving. It's just gonna be
Ooh.
yeah.
Can I have an axe?
Yeah.
I feel like
An
I
axe,
believe an
yeah.
axe should be involved in
I
this.
think so.
Well,
And like, okay, there are, I'm saying there's exceptions, obviously. There's rev competitions. Go freaking nuts. Please blow my eardrums. That's why I'm here to listen, right? Like, I know I'm stupid standing behind your car listening to this. I understand that. If I'm in the middle of a conversation that I'm having with somebody about their car and now my eardrums blown, I'm gonna be pissed.
yeah, there's just
Don't do that.
There's no reason for unnecessary. Obviously, like my old Nova,
Throaty.
I could
Yeah.
barely keep that thing at an idle at a stoplight without.
Yeah, but there's definitely a difference between like and like it being loud comparing to being loud.
With that it was
Like-
just giving a little gas to keep it running. You
Yeah.
know, so like blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
See, you're just trying to keep your car alive. We get
That's
that.
totally
but like,
different than rolling in on your Harley just going wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Or the guys with their little
the 2 steps, like if don't just rev when it's appropriate, which is when there's a rev competition.
you know what?
Be reverent.
Be reverent. Yes, that's the shirt. That's the shirt. You're welcome. We're gonna get that one out.
If you want to rev, go home and like 2 in.the morning, go out in front of the neighbor's house and see how much he likes revving at 2 in.the morning. If you really, really want to rev that motor,
Yep.
do it that way. Make them mad.
If you want to start a revolution, you know.
We're gonna figure out wordplay on this one. I like it. Okay, so that's revving.
This is really revolving into something.
Oh my gosh, I'm so over my head right now. So the next one that is also something to be reverent about, I got you, is burnouts. If it's burnout competition, win. You better win. I don't care. Everybody win burnout competitions.
What is a burnout?
Oh, that you just straight up just burn out until your tires are flying off the back.
Have we not pointed out his Sprite shot glass
Yeah.
yet?
It's Shelby.
It's so good.
It's Shelby Day. And I don't drink, but I wanted the glass, so
I'm just saying it's the whole
Are you gonna
time and
shoot
we're
it?
barely
I
saying
just
something.
I just did. Just took a drink.
Sorry, we're dying.
Doesn't say Super Dad. Says Vegas.
This is Vegas. Super Dad went to Vegas. And then he comes back with a Cobra.
I wish.
Okay, so yeah, burnouts. Just don't do them. Like you're literally wasting your tires to no one's impressed.
Okay, the other thing, sometimes I wonder if people actually think through things, because if I was an officer of the law and I knew every Wednesday night we've got European night, every Friday night we've got bike night, I know those guys are going to be over there and I know they're going to want to be cool when they leave the parking lot. I would just sit down the street and pick them off one after another, because I mean, how many times do you see guys leave the meet, get out on the street, and they're pitching their car sideways?
Dude, I saw a car. Oh my gosh! Last year, some dude literally lost his vehicle because of this. He, was going up a hill with a motorcycle. A gathering of people. Cop right there. He just motorcycle right up it. Not 20 minutes later, that thing was up on a tow truck, and then we found out a day later it straight went to impound.
Just for not driving regulation.
Yeah, for
Stuff like that?
basically just for being in the same mindset of doing burnouts and revving.
Okay.
Just that mindset, literally get your car impounded.
Or
your motorcycle.
you crash and die because it's not super safe to do that around a corner
Right?
anyway.
There's people there. Like, come on.
Kill somebody.
Yeah, exactly. That's kill somebody, trash your car that you work so hard on.
And if you think about what that person's doing, that is a 2,000-pound vehicle. Can you imagine 2,000 pounds hitting you at 20 miles an hour? That's not gonna feel great.
Be safe when you play, because you do want to play with your vehicle, but make sure it's in a safe area. Make sure that you're not in pedestrian view. You're not harming any people, and you can play with it when you're safe.
Yep.
Well, in almost every city, every location is going to have some sort of
A
track.
spot. There is a spot for you to do it.
You know, and if you want to be cool and go sliding around,
Plus,
go
okay.
to drift day at the track.
I'm gonna explain 2 pictures. So say you saw a picture of like some kid on the street, big burnout, and it's like midnight, right? The typical kind of that rolling burnout picture. Would you rather see that or some dude getting it on a track, helmet, like he's getting out like looking like a race car driver?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That would be cool.
I want to look like a race car driver. I'm a professional. So I'm gonna be a professional. I'm not gonna be using it on the freaking freeway.
Well,
Why?
and, you know, just check with the local tracks and see what's available, what's there.
Mhm.
We've got Utah Motorsports, and
It's a bit out there, but like there's.
They always have amateur day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can
It's like
you can
Wednesdays.
take almost anything you
Keep that
want
car
out
ego
there.
in check, you
Boom.
guys.
Boom.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is. We're just gonna say recklessness covered.
Along with that is also your stereo.
That's just sound. Just be
You know,
sound. It's
nobody-
same mindset. Don't
Nobody
be that
needs to
mindset.
hear your bass from 6 blocks away. You know, I understand. Hey, it's cool. You spend a lot of money, but just be respectful of other people.
Plus, the only thing we can actually hear is your license plate rattling on the back of the trunk because you can't mount it right. It's I'm like, okay, that's gotta sound great inside too. Reverb.
Exactly.
What's another one? Where are we at?
Don't touch the car.
Yeah, revving, parking. Okay. This is kind of a duh, but personal drama, just don't bring it around. No one. We're here to have fun and just be in the environment that we're in. We don't want to be in an environment you're creating. We're creating our own intentionally. Don't bring it around. Agreed?
Leave the drama home.
Yes.
You know, one thing I don't know if we really talked about earlier, but it has a lot to do with the efforts with traffic heavy is if you see somebody there and they don't have a lot of people with them, they're just kind of lonely walking around.
Especially if you own their car, go talk to them about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, just say hi.
Why
and
not?
Ask, hey, or did you bring something today? And
yeah.
I think you know I started cruising the Armain Street when I was like 13 on a skateboard, because that's all I had. You know,
He was showing up the car meets without a car. You can do that. That is acceptable. It
Yeah.
is highly approved.
so you know,
Manifestation.
Oh yes.
maybe it's somebody just reaching out, trying to connect with somebody or other car people.
We got into the community for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And they are too. So give it to them.
If they don't know anybody,
Yeah.
or if they don't. Are new
On
to
the other
the
end,
town,
You also do need to get out of your car. Like you can't just be like a clam. You got to make some initiative to receive some initiatives. So
yeah.
got to be a little bit brave.
This could just be titled Life Lessons, not even like. I mean,
With Miss Elise, not with us.
well, you get what you put out. If you are being dramatic, you're gonna get drama.
Exactly.
If you are there to have a good time, then have a good time. You know what I mean?
If
And-
you're
yeah.
not gonna have a good time, then you're not gonna have a good. It's exactly what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah, just be
I
good at
just-
life, you guys.
I just thought of 2 more things.
Hmm?
Because a lot of times, you know, people don't have money for babysitters or they want to spend time with their kids. So, you know, one of them will stay in the car with kids and take care of the kids. And if you're being all rowdy, rambunctious around them and their kid's trying to sleep,
Oh
You
man,
know, so-
I get frustrated.
Can I talk about an etiquette from that mom's perspective?
Yes, please.
Well, so kids get tired, and it's hard for them to walk around all day, and hard for them to keep their hands off of cars because they want to touch it. It's shiny, you know what I mean? And so moms do a lot of work wrangling in those
Yeah, you
kids,
do.
and sometimes you have to beg to leave because the kids have had enough. And so be respectful when people need to leave too, because sometimes people have other things to get to, and getting out of there while things are still going on
That can be
is
hectic.
chaotic and hectic, and you go there because you do want your whole family, but like sometimes there's a time, and
Yeah.
you have to be respectful when people go.
That's you. This is why we have you. Like, that's just advice I never would have thought of. So.
Yeah, it's interesting to keep your kids' hands off of things. Kids do have crazy fingers, you know, that touch things. And when you were talking about all of that,
There's more than
I was
10.
like, man, I had a
I
kid
don't
who
know
was
if they're right.
everywhere. Yeah.
There's definitely more than 10 digits on that little being.
Yeah,
Like,
and they like to touch things, and they like cars. They like to play with their little cars, just like you did as a kid, and so of course they want to touch it. And
Yeah.
On
another-
their Snickers bar.
Yeah, it's exhausting wrangling your kids around there.
On another note, dudes are inherently just kind of oblivious to things. So is there something
That's true.
that from your perspective is so unique in the car world, and so from what you saw, is there something that guys do you're just like, why do car guys do this at car shows and car meets every time? You're just like, you just look like a dumbass.
So
What is that thing?
Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, I think you kind of asked this question in a forum earlier. People work on their cars a lot. I know how much work my ex-husband put into his cars. I know how much energy. I know how much he wanted everything to look good. And people kind of tear each other down sometimes with like different remarks that they say about each other's cars. And sometimes it's like good guidance and like you're like collaborating and stuff, but it's like respect that people have put so much into their vehicles and like really make it a positive conversation about their cars because they do have ego involved.
Yeah, about
And
the
there is,
enhancement of it.
yes, and so you want to make sure everyone feels good about what they're presenting because that is putting themselves out there in a car. So even if it's that piece of trash, that something that you make sure that you are building that person up and like, oh, you did this, like, you know, and making it a good collaborative thing instead of like tearing people down. Because I did see that.
The other thing is,
That's a huge one.
if the car is not very impressive, but you know that it's their life, it's their prize, you can just ask them what they're doing next. You know, hey, where are you going
There are
go
some
with
really
this? And then they would be excited to explain, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this. You know, we talk about our cars and we talk about our cars and how many years we've been working on them. You know, we just don't have all the money in the world to throw at something, so it takes time to get those parts. You know, this is our shelf of parts that need to go
That
on
one's new.
various cars. So as we can afford the part, we plan ahead, we wait for it to go on sale or whatever, and then as soon as we have all the bits and pieces, we can put it together. But, you know, I appreciate what you said about, you know, it's their pride and joy, and they love it. And
Well, here's another thing, is you never know what that person's even doing to that car. There's some cars, a Honda could roll up, and like, oh, what you paying? Like, I got a turbine motor for it chilling in my garage. You're like, you got a, what?
Well, and
Like, there could be a
sometimes-
purpose for just the body of that, and you have no idea what it is.
Yeah, sometimes people want the advice too, and they're the quiet ones that don't know how to
Yeah.
talk, you know.
Yeah.
And so make sure you include everyone because there's people that
Oh,
are
yeah.
trying to listen to everything, and they really want someone to come over and talk about their car with them, and they don't know how to approach
They
people.
want, like,
so,
they want to learn too. But
yeah, collaborate.
again, you do have to make the initiative as well. So
and-
there is a
and
give
you
and
don't-
take.
You don't know the history or anything about it unless you know the person. You know, you had the Audi out the other day, and somebody that doesn't know you or doesn't know that that's a daily driver for us to get back and forth to work.
You just made a comment, and it was
Made-
whatever. I
made
just
a
brushed it
comment.
off because, like,
And
whatever.
It's like,
But if I wasn't mean, I was someone that was, like, actually heard that and was like prone to taking more people's advice, that person could potentially actually mess up their car based off what he said
Yeah,
if they did it incorrectly.
yeah.
So I'm like, if you're gonna say something about the car, and I know I do, like, I am a car critic, but not in a way of people build. It's more of just like overall car. Like the visual of it all is what I'm a critic of, not the person's work, right? And so for me, it's seeing the lines.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. We're meant to collaborate and create, and so sometimes someone has this idea for your car that you may not have thought of, and so you do have to have
1,000,000%,
those
yes.
conversations with people because you can kind of like build upon other people and like their fun, creative ideas.
And so I know there are situations where people can see as like what I consider as me being like in a creative mode. I'm just like building at that moment can come off pretty intense, and so they just realize some people just don't really control it either, and because there are nerds out there that just nerd and cannot stop, and so you gotta kind of know when they're in tunnel and be like, okay, this person isn't being like rude or anything. They're just being analytical of,
Yeah.
of it.
I am that person that can't shut up about anything. You get me started on a subject that I want to talk about, and I will talk about it for hours, and it's probably the most
Nerds
irritating
love
thing.
to nerd.
Yes.
That's just what it is.
Yes.
But I feel like any other.
The other one that I thought of was pets.
Oh, pets, tough one.
You know,
We love dogs. We love dogs so
we
much.
do love dogs, but
Dog fur on my paint.
I've
I don't know
only
about that.
I've only had chows my whole life, and a chow is one of the
That is the
aggressive.
bougiest thing you've ever said in your life. I've only ever owned chows.
They're just so majestic looking.
Listen, if you don't believe in the chow, you don't believe in anything.
It's just the look of it. Where's my pipe? Get off my building. But they're scary, you know.
They can be. Yeah, there's some Dobermans. Dobermans scare the absolute crap out of me. I know they're nice, but holy crap, if I see one, I will immediately turn around.
You know, so I really appreciate the guys or gals that bring in what is considered an aggressive dog. You know, if you have to get permission from your apartment manager to
Own it, then it's considered
have
as an
that
aggressive
breed in
dog,
this
right? Like,
complex, you know what I'm talking about. But you know they'll come in and they've got a proper leash. You know, sometimes a big old chain.
sometimes it's a big old mouth guard, too.
Yeah.
Oh, service dogs. I love seeing service dogs at work. Leave service dogs alone. They're doing a job. They are working. Don't bother them.
You know, but everybody loves dogs. But if you know you have an aggressive dog or a type that others will deem aggressive, you know,
Not even that. If there's a freaking Chihuahua that's going freaking nuts,
the Chihuahua's an aggressive dog.
but you get the point. If your dog's intense,
Well, know your situation, know your beings. If you have a kid
Yes.
who's going to be disruptive, if you have a dog
Yes.
who's going to be disruptive, you know the situation, you know if they can be respectful in that situation. So if they can't, leave them home, and that's okay. You can experience those things
Well,
without them, and then experience the things that you can with them.
But the other side of it is being a good pet owner. I think Mariah, when she takes Luca out and she knows the ground's going to be hot, she puts booties on.
Yeah.
You know, the cutest little thing. So she's prepared.
just
for,
take care of your pets. Be
for the
respectful
environment.
of your pets.
Yeah, and if they make a mess, clean it up.
Oh my, it's disgusting. But we went over all the stern rules. Now we're gonna do the fun stuff. We got shirts. Look at this.
T-shirt.
This is a blouse. This is a blouse. You can purchase this. How nice, how nice. It's very soft. So yeah, we got our first shirts. We have some stickers coming as well. Holographic, because we love holographic.
When are the stickers in?
Oh, I wish they would tell me.
Oh, but they're coming.
Yes, they are on their way. But yes, we made our first shirt. I think it's adorable. I love it. It's soft. It's good for you. So, yes.
I heard that shirt will change your life when you buy it. That was the lore behind it that I heard. I mean,
Is that why you bought 7?
that's why I bought 7. Good luck for me.
I'm not going to market that intentionally, but please report.
Okay.
And if it's positive, we will most definitely be using
All
that
right.
as
Would you
reviews.
not have
Yeah,
that?
when I find $1 million by wearing that shirt, I'm gonna be
I
like, "You
actually
guys."
just became the CEO of my entire company because I walked in and he's like, I'll give you my company for that shirt.
Yeah.
So are people messaging you or the
Yes.
or just a page for
Yeah,
them?
so just message Instagram is totally fine. I've got like a spreadsheet and stuff for keeping track of it all. I actually have little tags and putting people's names on the shirts and whatnot, just because.
Cute.
Yeah, I also don't want to forget whose shirt's whose. So.
That's good to remember.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just message me. Venmo's fine. Like it's super easy, nothing intense. We're going to be going out to a lot of card meets tomorrow. These are going to be with us, so if you want one, there is limited supply. I think there's like 30 left, so different sizes from small to XXL.
Yeah, we didn't go extra small or triple, quadruple X.
No, but there is requests, so we shall.
Yes.
There's,
Yeah, so if you need
Yeah.
a special size,
or if you want me to ship it, we'll ship it. That 2 of these are going to Texas and one's going to California already. Like, that's freaking crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So just if you're interested and we don't have the standard sizes, just let us know what you need and we'll get that figured out for you.
Yep. We'll definitely accommodate.
So there's gonna be a lot more swag stuff coming down the road.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
And you talked about a lot of car stuff coming up this weekend.
Yes, sir. We got cars and coffee in the morning.
But wait, don't forget you got a pre-meet for coffee to get your group together to go to Cars and Coffee. To
Yes.
get more coffee.
Yes.
Does that understand the
Yeah,
rule?
it's like Hobbit. It's like you have to have pre-breakfast before you come.
Exactly.
Second breakfast.
Gather like hobbits.
Yes,
That's
gather
all.
like
That's the end of the story.
First Cars and Coffee, second Cars and Coffee.
Yes.
Right? You have 2 coffees.
Yes. Double coffee is always good.
So hopefully it's like Dutch Brothers and Starbucks or vice versa.
Oh, you're gonna start an argument. We do not need
Yeah.
that publicity
Let's
in this household.
rewind that.
You didn't say any brands. You didn't say any biased things. Coffee's delicious. So we got Cars and Coffee in the morning, and then we're going to be there's car stuff in the middle there, like I'm thinking go-karts and stuff like that. And then there's a circus and a car meet down at the Provo Mall. How cool is that?
That one.
Yeah,
That
7
sounds
o'clock.
wild.
Totally down for that. And then Quarter Mile Brothers are doing one at night.
Is this tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, this
That's
is
a
gonna
busy
be
day.
fun.
So is the car show at the circus 7 at night?
Yes.
Okay, and then Quarter Mile is like at 8.
It's like 9 or something like that. I'm not sure the address on that one, so you just
It's up in
just follow
Or I
their.
guess that'll be today when this goes out then.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just have to kind of know on that. But yeah, so
And then Sunday golf is off because it's supposed to be really cold.
so that means motor mounts go on.
And the Harley gets tuned up, ready to go.
Anyways, that's our schedule. You're more than welcome to join. Yeah, that's episode 19. We love you guys. Thank you always and forever.
And remember, don't be a dick.
Yeah.